Hey everyone! Welcome back to the show.
What is up, people? So glad you're here today.
Okay, wait, before we even start, Riley, I need to ask you something.
Oh no. What?
If someone offered you 1,000,000 followers tomorrow, snap of a finger, done, would you take it?
How long do I have to think about this?
It's yes or no.
See, that's the problem. It's not just yes or no. 1,000,000 people watching your every move? That's not a gift. That's basically a surveillance program with a subscribe button.
Okay, dramatic.
Am I wrong, though?
You're not entirely wrong.
That's the whole episode summarized in 30 seconds.
Honestly, yeah. Okay, so for real this time, welcome back, everyone. I'm Maya.
I'm Riley, and if you're new here, hi. We basically just talk about things that are on our minds, things we can't stop thinking about,
Things that keep us up at night.
which is a lot, apparently.
And today's topic is something I think nobody talks about honestly enough. Privacy versus fame. Like, what do you actually give up when you decide to be visible? When you put yourself out there?
And we're not just talking about celebrities here. We're talking about anyone who posts regularly, anyone building an audience, anyone who's ever thought about starting a channel or a page.
You don't have to be Sabrina Carpenter for this to apply to you.
Exactly. This is for the person with 3,000 followers who thinks they're too small to matter. Spoiler, you're not too small.
Okay, let's get into it.
All right.
Right, it feels harmless at first.
But it's actually a trade. You give something, you get something.
Okay, so let's do both sides. What do you get?
You get reach, influence, potentially money. The feeling when a stranger across the world watches your video and feels seen.
And that feeling is real. I won't pretend it's not. I remember the first time a video of mine hit 50,000 views.
Wait, you had a 50,000 view video?
Yes! I was literally shaking! Like 50,000 people watched something I made sitting on my bedroom floor.
Okay, that's genuinely wild. I get why people chase that.
It's addictive. And that's not even a lot by internet standards. Imagine millions.
Right, but here's the other side of the deal. The part written in tiny font at the bottom. When you go public, even a little, you are permanently putting information about yourself into a system you do not control.
Okay, but isn't that a bit much? Like, if I post about my morning routine,
The algorithm now knows your sleep schedule. Brands know your skin type. And somewhere, someone has screenshotted your face and you will never know about it.
okay, when you put it like that.
I'm not trying to be paranoid. I'm just saying, the deal is real. Most people sign it without reading it.
Let's make it concrete. Give me a real example.
Okay, so this has happened to multiple creators. I won't name anyone specifically. Someone blows up, millions of followers, never posts their address, never says where they live. And then a stranger cross-references background details from their videos, a bookshelf, a street sign glimpsed through a window, the sound of a specific train line, and figures out exactly where they live.
That is genuinely terrifying.
And that person never did anything wrong. They were just public enough for long enough.
So the more you post, the more data points exist about you.
And data points connect. That's the thing people don't realize.
It's like one photo is nothing, but 100 photos over 2 years, that's a profile.
Exactly. You've basically written a very detailed autobiography without meaning to.
Okay, but let's be honest about why people overshare. Because I think it's easy to judge from the outside.
Oh, totally. I'm not judging.
No, I know, but there's a real psychological pull to it. It's not stupidity.
What do you think the pull is?
Okay, so validation, obviously. Every like is a little hit of, I exist and people see me. And that's deeply human. That's not a social media thing. That's just people.
We've always wanted to be witnessed.
Right. Before Instagram, it was, I don't know, performing at the village square. Humans have always wanted an audience.
The village square. I love that. But okay, there's also something else. I think a lot of people overshare because it feels like intimacy.
Say more about that.
So when you watch someone's vlog for 6 months, you feel like you know them. And they feel like they know you. Or at least they know the type of person who watches them. And that creates this fake mutual closeness.
Parasocial relationships.
Exactly. And it's not fake in the sense that the feelings aren't real. The feelings are real, but the relationship is one directional.
Which is wild when you think about it. Like, there are people who feel closer to their favorite YouTuber than to their own friends.
And creators know this, and some use it responsibly, and some don't.
What do you mean by don't?
Like, there are creators who deliberately manufacture intimacy to keep people hooked. The "I'm going to tell you something I've never told anyone" video. Every single week.
Oh God, the storytime pipeline.
And you watch it, and you feel special. But you're one of 2 million people feeling special at the same time.
It's not evil necessarily, but it's a performance of vulnerability rather than actual vulnerability.
And the creator is sacrificing real privacy for performed intimacy, which I think eventually catches up with you.
How so?
Because you've shared so much that the real you, the version that exists offline, starts to feel like the fake one.
Oh, that's dark.
There are actual interviews with big creators saying exactly that. Like, I don't know who I am without the camera anymore.
I believe it. Because when you're always performing yourself, at some point, the performance becomes the default.
And the private self, the one that has bad days, contradictory opinions, embarrassing moments, that person has to stay hidden forever.
Because the audience has an image of you. And deviating from that image is career suicide.
You're trapped in the version of yourself that got popular.
That's actually kind of heartbreaking.
Okay, let's talk about some real examples. Not to drag anyone, but to make this tangible.
Yes, because I think people hear this stuff and go, that won't happen to me. I'm not that famous.
Right, the "I'm too small" excuse.
So give me a level of fame and the problems that come with it.
Okay, 100,000 followers. You're not a mega celebrity, but you're public enough that your old social media posts are going to be dug up, guaranteed.
The dreaded deep dive.
Something you posted at 17, someone will find it when you're 25. And context doesn't survive the internet.
I've seen this happen to people. One old tweet completely stripped of context, and suddenly you're trending for the wrong reasons.
And you can't unsay it. The post is gone, but the screenshot lives forever.
Okay, what about 1 million followers?
Now, your family is involved whether they like it or not. Your mom gets recognized, your little sibling gets asked about you at school, your ex gets DMs.
Oh, the X thing is so real. I've heard creators talk about this. People tracking down their exes just to get information or cause drama.
People you haven't thought about in years suddenly become characters in your public story.
Without their consent.
Without their consent. And they didn't sign up for any of it.
That's actually a side of fame I never considered. Like, the people adjacent to you get pulled in.
And then there's the mental health side. Because I think the psychological cost of fame is still really underreported.
What do you mean?
Okay, so there's research showing that people with large public audiences experience something similar to chronic stress. Because your brain can't distinguish between being watched by 10 people and being watched by 10 million, it's still being watched. The threat response is always slightly on.
You're always performing, even when you're being yourself.
And that constant low-level performance state over months, years, is exhausting. Which is why so many big creators burn out, and nobody's surprised.
I think about this with people who blew up really young. Like, they were still figuring out who they are, and simultaneously, they had millions of people telling them who they are.
That's so disorienting. Like, how do you develop a private self when the public self got built first?
You almost can't. And then when they act out or make mistakes, everyone's shocked. But it's like, what did we expect?
We put them in a position no human brain is designed for.
And then we consume the drama of watching them struggle.
Which is its own uncomfortable thing to sit with.
Yeah, we're not innocent in this either.
Okay, so, and I want to be fair here, is there an argument for choosing fame? For choosing visibility, even knowing the costs?
100%, and I think we'd be dishonest if we just made it all sound terrible.
What's the case for it?
Okay, first, impact. Like, genuinely changing someone's life. I got a message once from someone who said a video I made helped them through a really dark time. And I thought about deleting that video 3 times before posting it.
Wow.
And if I deleted it, that person never gets that. That's real. Fame, or even just visibility, means your work can reach someone who needs it.
That's a real argument. What else?
Platform. If you care about something, a cause, a community, a conversation, visibility gives you the power to amplify it. Some things only change because someone with an audience said, "This is wrong."
Okay, I'll give you that. Accountability journalism, advocacy, representation. People who look like you, seeing someone like you succeeding.
All of that requires someone being visible, someone taking the risk.
So the question isn't, is fame bad? It's, are you going in with your eyes open?
Exactly. Are you choosing it intentionally? Or are you just chasing the dopamine without thinking about what you're trading?
Because the people who seem to handle it best, the ones who stay sane, have long careers, don't implode, they all have one thing in common.
What's that?
They kept something private, deliberately. Like, this part of my life is not content.
The relationship that never gets posted. The friend group that has never appeared on camera. The hobby that exists only for you.
Right, they drew a line, and they held it even when the audience was pushing to get past it.
Because the audience always pushes. We want to meet your partner. Take us to your hometown. What's your family like?
And the successful ones say, no. And they're okay with disappointing people.
Which is actually really hard, because the whole system is built to reward more. More access, more intimacy, more content.
Saying no to that takes a kind of psychological strength that I think is underrated.
It's almost like the healthiest public figures are the ones who are the least public in the ways that matter.
They give you enough to feel connected, but they keep the actual self protected.
The performance is generous. The person is protected.
I think that's actually a really good framework.
Okay, so where does that leave us? What's the actual takeaway from all of this?
I think mine is, visibility is a choice you make every single day. Not just once when you start a channel or make an account. Every post is a decision.
And treat each decision like it's permanent. Because on the internet, it basically is.
Right, screenshot culture is real. Context dies. So post like it's going to exist without you there to explain it.
Mine is, decide what's yours before you start. Like, before you ever go public, sit down and go, what am I keeping? What is never going on camera? What part of my life stays private no matter how big this gets?
And write it down if you have to.
And then protect it like it's the most valuable thing you have. Because honestly, it is.
Because here's the thing. You can always post more. You can always share more. You cannot unshare something.
You can't put the door back on once you've opened it.
Exactly.
And I think the last thing I want to say is, nobody is owed access to you. Not your audience, not your followers, not even your fans who have been there from the beginning.
Your privacy is not a betrayal of the people who support you.
It's actually what makes you sustainable, because you can't keep giving yourself away indefinitely.
At some point, there's nothing left to give.
And nobody wants to watch that.
Well, some people do, honestly.
Okay, some people do, but we don't want to be that content.
We do not want to be that content.
All right, everyone, that's the episode. Thank you so much for listening, genuinely.
If this made you think about something differently, or if you have thoughts, disagreements, your own experience with this, we really do read everything. So come find us.
And if you know someone who's about to blow up on the internet, or someone who's thinking about starting to post, send this to them. Seriously. Have the conversation before the algorithm does.
Take care of yourselves out there.
And remember, some things are worth keeping.
See you next time.